Hi, I'm Jamie, and welcome to Teachers Tech. Today I want to show you how to use AutoFill and Flash Fill in Microsoft Excel. If you're new to Microsoft Excel and just beginning to learn all the different things about it, these are two important things that you must know to help speed up your data entry. So let's get started on how to use AutoFill and Flash Fill in Microsoft Excel. If you want to follow along, download the worksheet down below in the description, and let's get started. Now, how autofill works is it can recognize the pattern is needed. In some cases, they just know the pattern and it can just help populate. So in this case of January, I don't want to go down and have to write in this next one, February, and start typing out all the months. You can use autofill for this. So if I click on a cell like this, and I just go over to where I see the fill handle, this green little square at the bottom, and hover over, I'm just going to drag down. Watch as I start dragging here. So February, March, April, May, and when I let go, it populates with those months. And I can do the same thing with days, just like this. So if I click and drag down, you can see the days populating here. Even if I abbreviated the days from Monday just to Mon, like this, M-O-N, it recognizes the pattern and does this right away. I could do the same thing if I was going to do the January as Jan, February Feb, it would recognize that as well too. Now with numbers, it's a little different if it's just one number. So if I go ahead and try to autofill with the number 1 and copy down, it just copies 1 again and again and again. I have to help it out a little bit here. So what I need to do is I'm going to just go Control Z to undo that last one. I need to increase the pattern. So I'll put a 2 here, just like that. And now if I highlight both and grab and drag down, it will know the pattern and it will just keep filling it out. If I was going to go ahead and maybe wanted to go up by 5s, I could put the next one as 10 and do the same thing. So make sure that you highlight both of those, and then I could drag it down and the pattern will be recognized. You can see how this can save you a lot of time. I've been going vertically, but you can go horizontally on this too. So notice over here, January. So if I was going to drag this way, January, Monday, same thing. Everything works across vertically as well. So if you're putting column headers, this can save you time doing that. I want to show you though, if we go to the left. So in this case, if I was going to go back and start dragging to the left, notice December, November, it will go in reverse. Same thing with the days. This will become Sunday here. Now, if I go to the numbers here, I can continue on just like I did before. But if I go the other way, take a look at this. As I drag, you're going to notice that it starts to go 0 and then it goes even into the negatives. So a little technique using autofill can save you a lot of time where you don't have to be typing all this information in. I want to show you how you can create your own autofill now. And we're going to use this as an example here. I have apple, banana, orange, and let's say we're typing out this list lots, or we want this list, and we want to just be able to have it recognized in an autofill. What we can do is go to File, and take a look at the very bottom. We're going to go to Options right here. So Options, it opens this up here. I'm going to show you a shortcut. I'm going to close this. If I just right click up here and then go to Customize the ribbon, this pops out. So I am in Customize ribbon, but it brings you to all the Excel options as well. I'm going to go to Advanced and just drag this all the way down to the very bottom. And we're going to go Edit Custom Lists right here. So just click on this. Now I could go through and I could type things like apple and I hit enter, banana. I could make my list like that, but rather than even typing it out, maybe you already have it once in Excel like this. If I go here and just go and now grab the list, and I can go back and just click this again and hit import, there they are, just like that. So now I have this list. You can see I have other lists that are already in here. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday. So all these different ways. So if you know you're using something over and over again, you could change that or add them just like I'm doing. So if I go ahead and hit OK, and I'm going to hit OK again. So let's go over here now. So if I started typing Apple, just like this, it should recognize that this is part of the autofill. So if I drag this down, notice it populates the list right away. So again, that can save you a lot of time if there's a list that you're using over and over again. So autofill is a great feature. Let's move over to Flash Fill now. So now it's time to switch the sheet. So at the very bottom, just make sure you click on Flash Fill now, and you should see this data that we're going to do a little bit of practicing on. Now, what's the difference between AutoFill and Flash Fill? Well, AutoFill kind of works in a linear chronological way just to fill in the list, and I showed you how you can create your list. With Flash Fill, I would consider it smarter. It can find the patterns in the data that you have and then fill in all the blanks that you want it to. So let's start with a few examples to show you how this works. Let's start with this list right here on how to use Flash Fill in Microsoft Excel. Now, I want to pull out the first names from this down on this side right here. And I don't want to have to go through and type each one, Emma, Noah, Olivia, and so on. Flash Fill can do this so much faster for you. If I go and do the way that I showed you with AutoFill and just grab the AutoFill handle here and drag down, it just copies. It doesn't recognize any pattern. It just put Emma over and over again. But if I go to this here, the AutoFill options, take a look at Flash Fill. Just select it. And it said, hey, I think I know what you're doing. You want to have the first name of these two in here. So just like that, it did the list for me. Now I'm going to show you a shortcut for this too that's way faster. If you have this first cell selected, try this on your keyboard, Control E. So Control E, it will just populate that list a lot faster and save you even more time. You can also find Flash Fill up in the ribbon. I like to just search for things now when I'm looking at, so it's so fast this way. If I just Flash Fill and click on it, if you notice, it said it didn't like that because I didn't have the cell selected what I wanted to Flash Fill. So if I go back to it and type it again, Flash Fill, it populates it like that. So I don't even, I can do more than just pull out the first name. So here's an example. If I delete all this, I could go, if I wanted the first initial and last name. So if I type Johnson, and you have to type things correctly or else it won't recognize the pattern. So if I put E. Johnson like this and go Control E, it pulled out the first initial from the first one and then the full last name. If you wanted just initials, I could go ahead and put EJ in the first one and then use my Control E to just fill it, Control E, just like that. So you can see the time-saving advantage of Flash Fill. Let me show you a few other ways you can use it. If we move on, in this case right here, so Mia Thompson, I created this, I just rewrote this once like this. I want to put emails to this. So if I click in the cell, and you'll probably see this pop open, I'm just going to click off of it because I don't want to send an email. I'm just going to go Control E, and it takes this and knows what I want and populates that list just like that. Now, I could go ahead and do something like this. If the dates were formatted this way with month then day, maybe I wanted day then month. So if I click in the cell, Control E, and it will copy it down. We can also do things like take from two cells. So if I have this cell and this cell here, and I write Charlotte Clark in this cell, and I use my Control E, it will know to pull that down. And again, I can make different combinations if it can recognize the pattern. Here's one that can save you time for formatting. You know how hard it can be to read phone numbers like this? I just rewrote it once like this, put the, just to break it up so it's easier to read, click in the cell, Control E, and it goes down in Flash Fill. Even if I have 3 columns like this, I could go and type Zoe Patel, 1992, and we'll go ahead and just use our Control E again. In each case, we have the first name, last name, and the year after it. So lots of different ways that you can use Flash Fill to save you a lot of time. I hope this video has provided you a better understanding of AutoFill and Flash Fill in Microsoft Excel. 2 things that can really help speed up your data entry. Let me know what else you want to learn in Microsoft Excel or other tech products. Thanks for watching this time on Teachers Tech. I'll see you next time with more tech tips and tutorials.